convenient, isn't it? That whenever the TARDIS malfunctions, it always materializes just when there's a crisis brewing. It's such a coincidence.
Oi! Pipe down, Professor. Who are you shouting at anyway?
The Time Lords. They dragged the TARDIS off course because they've got another mission for me. Once again, they're sticking my nose in with their lily-white hands for you to tread.
Really gets up you when somebody else is pulling the strings, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right. Let's get on with it then. Save the planet and back by breakfast?
I can't do that if I don't know what's going on. The Time Lord seems to delight in keeping people confused, throwing them in the deep end.
Never would have guessed. So where are we?
Earth, as usual. A naval base in southeast Washington, D.C.
Can't be a naval base. No men with guns.
They'll be here.
I've never been to America before.
Well, then take a good look around, because in 24 hours, this will all be a smoking hole in the ground.
What? What's gonna happen?
The history books call it the biggest unexplained explosion of the century. Nearly the entire city gets wiped out by a mysterious blast the size of a small atomic bomb.
Well, don't look at me.
The question is, do the Time Lords expect us to prevent it, explain it, or make sure it happens?
Dunno. Maybe they just figure we'd be better off not knowing.
Yes. I keep my secrets for a reason.
Professor.
Men with guns. Yes?
Yeah?
I want you to go back to the TARDIS, go into the console room, lock the door, and don't come out till I say it's safe.
What?
The person who did this is probably still nearby. And if he is what I think he is, he'll shoot us without a first thought, much less a second.
How do you know?
Check the burn marks.
A pulse laser?
Exactly. A weapon which won't be invented until the year 2164.
No go, Professor. You can handle this psycho sonar.
Yes, I'm serious. The killer's programmed for risk assessment, and you look like a threat. I'm inconspicuous.
Professor, I'm coming with you. You need me.
Oh, very well. At least go back to the TARDIS and get something to defend yourself with.
Doctor, you never admit you want me armed. This is serious, isn't it?
Very perceptive, Ace. Now go! I'll meet you at the main gate to the base. And keep your head down.
Professor? Doctor?
Ah, someone in authority. Take me to your leader. Thank you, that'll be all. Now, Captain Walker, is it? You've got an armed cybernetic killer in your base. He's got advanced weapons and an unknown mission, and I really think you ought to cordon off your base and start a section-by-section search. Oh, by the way, I'm the doctor. Wait, there's also the question of how this man got here. Have you noticed anything else bizarre around here lately?
You mean besides what's standing right in front of me?
I'll take that as a no. Which means that it could be an isolated incident, but for some reason I don't think so. If you could allow me access to whatever laboratories you have on this base, as well as any classified data that I might find interesting, then, while you're conducting the search, I'll check for any similar appearances around the area.
Would you like me to hand over command of my base as well?
No, that won't be necessary, but you should check with your superiors and find out if they know of any similar incidents. Is that all right?
Certainly. Just a few questions first. Who the hell do you think you are, waltzing onto my base like you think you own it?
Unit.
What?
United Nations Intelligence Task Force. I suggest you call them up and ask to see the file on Dr. John Smith. I'll even tell you what you're going to find. A blank file, multiple identification pictures, including mine, and official word from Unit HQ in Geneva that if I've turned up, the situation is officially 10 times worse than you could possibly imagine. Are you going to make that call now? Thank you. Good boy.
Yes, he's on his way to Unit HQ now. There's no sign of any companions, or of that men who came through the time rift. Anyway, I'll handle the search for him at this end, and you take care of the doctor.
Who are you? Private First Class Lee Camare, Model 2370, Dow Killer.
Dr. Smith?
Ah, are you the Brigadier?
Brigadier General, Adrian Kramer. I understand you can help us with our problem.
Oh, so there is something strange going on here.
Please, Doctor, this is UNIT. This week we've dealt with 1 confirmed alien contact, 2 terrorist attacks, and 4 Elvis sightings. Which kind of strange?
Oh, mysterious appearances, disappearances, things that go bump in the night.
I'll take you to our scientific advisor, Dr. Frederick Black. He'll put you up to speed. Where's Ace?
Oh, Captain Walker's sending her along. How do you know about her?
General Lethbridge Stewart mentioned her.
Oh, a general now. Well, it's about time.
You serious? You're a Dalek killer.
Yes, they converted me 6 months ago, right after the invasion started.
What do you mean converted?
Look, I'm not gonna hurt you, so how about letting me go and we can talk about this like human beings?
All right.
Sorry, I've started to forget just how human beings talk. I'm not hurting you, am I? I don't like to break promises. Let me go and I'll break more than that. What do you want? I heard what you were saying back in the woods. That blue box of yours, the time machine, isn't it? I want you to take me back. All you have to do is ask nicely.
I guess I deserve that.
It's hard to switch
Out of combat mode sometimes.
combat mode.
Told you, I've been converted. So what does that mean? Standard for DKs. I've been cybernetically enhanced and programmed for battle. So you're a battle computer on legs. Not that sterile. I've got bloodlust hardwired in my brain. That's why it's so hard keeping my automatic defenses from targeting you as the enemy. That's what you call being friendly. If I hadn't been keeping my instincts back, you'd be a smoking puddle by now. Programming's a hard thing to resist. It's easy to let go. Just let the battle take you. Yeah. I used to live for the hunt too. But I'm much better now. You mean it gets better than this?
Unit. Dr. Black, this is Unit's original scientific advisor.
Doctor!
Doctor?
Doctor!
Doctors?
Seriously, it's an honor to meet you, sir. I can take it that our nation's capital is about to go to hell in a handbag.
You have heard of me. So, what's been going on?
We've had a bunch of mysterious disappearances and appearances, Doctor.
This is one of the Navy's experimental energy weapons. We found this one on a site in Crystal City where it had been buried for 600 years.
And there's more. We checked the serial number of this gun with the Navy Department, and this hasn't even been made yet.
But it just has. This is the same gun.
Very dangerous. An object to cross its time stream and touch itself.
Then you run into the Blenovitch limitation.
Exactly.
So what?
Let's just say it would be a very loud bang. Speaking of which, where's Ace?
This is just too weird. At least now I know where I need to take you.
Back to your time ship, back to 2165.
TARDIS won't do you any good without the doctor. If there's something weird going on at Unit, that's where he'll be.
How far is this unit?
I don't know. But she did. Come on, 2370.
It's Ray.
On base then.
Temporal diffraction factor?
0.347.
What about the mass-to-mass ratio?
The curve is inverted. Temporal flux is approaching infinite.
Well, that's it then. Never thought I'd run into one of those.
One of what?
A time rift.
Oh.
Yes. In a way, it's fascinating.
Fascinating.
What's a time rift?
All right. Temporal potential dynamics in one easy lesson.
Try to do it in words of one syllable or less, please.
Well, Dr. Black, you read your Blinovitch, you explain.
Okay.
All right. Think of time as a spider web of interconnected events. A time rift is a tangle in the threads.
Caused by too much inept time travel.
And that's not good.
Definitely not. A time rift causes paradoxes. Objects fall through the rift and reappear in different times and places. Why, they can even touch their own past.
Yes. Feel that? That's the stretching of strands of time, potential energy building up. If it doesn't come to the contact of the that energy is released.
That?
And there's more. With each new bit of matter that goes through the tangled rift, the rift gets bigger until, well, nobody knows for sure. This is all theoretical.
Not anymore.
So what are we going to do about it?
Well, if we analyze the temporal distortion data we just collected, we can locate the focal point of the rift. And there we can stabilize it. Is that right, Doctor?
I suppose. I I just don't know if I'm supposed to help you or not.
Not supposed to.
Ah, Captain Walker, have you found Ace yet?
I'm afraid not.
How did you get in here?
Your men let us in when I showed them I had authorization from the real military.
And what does the real military want with us poor, helpless United Nations types?
We want our guns back.
What?
The Navy's decided to conduct an internal investigation.
And when they're done investigating, do we get them back?
No.
Then I think it's time I told you something. Normally, I don't like to cause trouble with the local military, which is why your superiors like me so much. If you so much as touch those guns, your career will go the way of the Titanic. Understood?
Now look here, Miss.
Brigadier General, remember that, Captain.
I don't care what the UN calls you. You have no jurisdiction in this country.
I think you'll find I have jurisdiction wherever I'm standing. Now get out of my HQ.
I don't think so. Property, but it was discovered using Navy property. We're going to take all of it. The regulations, sir. Let's go. And you can forget about having your revenge clause. And you can forget about your career.
That man does not want to know all the things I can do to him with a butter knife.
So, what do we do now?
Right. Doctor, ever had to play hardball politics?
On occasion.
Get ready for the big leagues. I have friends in the Pentagon who just love to help out. Don't worry. I'll have that information back before you can say court-martial.
I think he'd prefer the butter knife.
Strange that he didn't seem very concerned about your reprisals. Could be he knows that by tomorrow.
What, Doctor?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Don't tell me anything I want to know right now.
Really, General, it's got nothing to do with
You want to be next for the butter knife?
Back to my time right now!
Not now.
Shut up, smeghead!
language.
Mean it!
Oh, put that away, you'll hurt yourself.
Ray, cut the melodrama.
All right?
All right. Who was that?
Dalek killer.
What? Who the hell are you?
Oh, allow me. General Kramer, this is Ace. Dr. Frederick Black, who is this, Ace?
Ray.
Ray, a Dalek killer from the year 2164.
Fine.
Fine, sorry, no one's perfect. That was Captain Walker. He's also after the time rift, and I really hope you're good at picking things up as you go along, because I am sick of exposition. Thank you.
Good news. The data's out of the doctor's hands. We'll have the time rift within 48 hours.
You can't just go waving that gun at people, you know.
Why not?
Probably for the same reason I never get to blow anything out.
Well, look at it from my point of view. This is the first time I'm away from my superiors. So how often do you think I get to mouth off to a general?
Incidentally, how did Walker know that we had his weapons?
I'm afraid that's my fault. When I called to ask about Ace, I told him about the guns. I thought we were on the same side.
He hasn't been in Washington very long. Now, Doctor, you're coming with me to the Pentagon.
All right, I'll go feel Ace again. I want you to tell Ace and Ray to stay here.
Why me?
She never listens to me.
Ah, back in 10.
Yeah, of course. Ray, I'll take you back to your time as soon as it's practical. In the meantime, relax, take in some of the scenery. Your wall will still be there when you get back. Ace! I think it's time I told you what's really going on.
I mean, you're actually going to explain something.
Yes.
Who are you? What have you done with the doctor?
I've told you about time rift, Ace. Well, there's one centered on Washington.
So?
So, the more things that pass through a rift, the bigger it gets, until finally it reaches our critical mass.
And then, boom, there goes the city.
Exactly.
So what are you and Kramer going to do about it?
I'm not going to tell her.
Doctor?
To act on definite knowledge of the future breaks more laws of time than even I dare to. Time was only allowed in the gravest emergencies.
Maybe this is one of those emergencies. I mean, they sent us, and this popped out of the TARDIS code to leave permission or something. Well?
Says someone else is trying to change history to their own ends. We're supposed to keep it on the same path.
That means letting 2 million people get blown up. We can't.
If we let them live, what kind of world would we be giving them? We wouldn't just be saving the American capital, we'd be changing the entire future balance of power. We could do more harm than good.
Never stop it.
I always had time to plan before. We can't risk destroying the future.
So you're gonna let all this get blown up just because you're afraid saving it might be worse?
First, do no harm. Remember, I am a doctor.
Game of chess?
Who needs it? I get to play Pentagon politics. And while I'm there, I want you to keep an eye on those girls. See if they let slip what it is the doctor's not telling us.
You think he's hiding something?
No, I think he's hiding lots of things, like what's going to happen tomorrow. Are you up to it?
Anything you say, sir.
Yes. A long time ago, I had the chance to destroy the Daleks, the moment of their creation. Think about that. The Daleks never conquer the Earth. The world Ray knows never exists. What happens instead? Humanity almost destroyed itself before it faced the Daleks. Would my meddling have doomed your future as well?
It's got nothing to do with this.
But it does. I have to look this many moves ahead. So often, out of all my good comes something evil.
What evil? You're letting 2 million people die.
Ace, I never went back to stop all the slaughters and disasters on this poor planet of yours. I never eliminated slavery, stopped the Nazis, cured the common cold. Because then it wouldn't be human history anymore.
I don't care about history. Neither do you, really. You're just trying not to think about all those people gonna die because you won't do anything.
I'm not a god, Ace. I can't save everyone.
At least you always tried before.
I choose my battles carefully. I can't even consider it unless I know who's trying to change history and why.
Stop playing head games with yourself and do something about it.
Doctor, I've been looking for you. We should be halfway to the Pentagon by now.
All right, all right. And that happens to be the best chance I have to find out what's going on.
Yeah, whatever.
Good.
Beg your pardon.
Nothing. Weren't you going to change?
My dress uniform's gone AWOL. No sense in wasting more time.
General?
Ace, Ray, you two stay here. No argument.
They're on their way to the Pentagon. The bureaucrats there should keep them busy for as long as you want.
Good work. Now if you can just keep that Dalek killer from going critical, the time rift's as good as ours.
Hey, Ray. Top secret. What? I'm fed up, sick of sitting and waiting like some damn civilian. Look, we're all bored. There's nothing for any place to do till about this. Just have a seat. Lie down, sit still, you die. That's the first thing that DK learned. Well, you're not fighting the Daleks anymore. But they're here! Doubts in every shadow, doubts in every corner. Every time I turn the lights back, I know they're there. And I want them to be here. Ray, calm down, all right?
He's got the place sewn up. Everyone I talked to had full confidence in Captain Walker's abilities.
More delays. Walker will reach the time rift before we ever get the chance.
Oh, I'm nowhere near finished yet. I have a lot of fun when people try to stonewall me. I'll get past Walker, and past you. You know something's gonna happen tomorrow. Sooner or later, you're gonna tell me what.
I really don't think you want to know.
Can I help you?
I don't know. It's all weird. I go into combat mode for no reason. They never said this would happen.
It's all right. It's all quite normal.
How do you know?
Oh, I know all about your kind. I've studied the problems in your software.
You can help?
Of course. Just relax. Put down your defenses. And know that I am the master and you will obey me.